right. So we're going to go and begin our first word problem. Um, so when doing word problems, there's many different strategies that you can do. For my students, I like to use the big box method with all the smaller boxes inside of it. It's gonna be kind of difficult to do on this, so I'm gonna do it a different way. And no matter how you solve a word problem, they're all pretty similar in that one, you need to read the problem. Two, you need to understand exactly what you need to do to be able to complete the problem. And three, and the most difficult thing is actually breaking down the problem into parts and then building them back up to solve the problem. All right. So the first thing that I like to do when completing a word problem is, or not that I like to do, it should be the most important, is read the problem. So a flea market advertises that it has more than 250 vending booths. Of these, 184 are currently filled. Write and solve an inequality to represent the number of vending booths available. So once I read the problem, the next thing I need to do is identify exactly what I need to do to be able to complete that problem successfully. Right? And there's not a lot of thinking involved in this. I'm reading it. It tells me exactly what to do. It tells me to write and solve an inequality representing the number of vending booths available. That's what I need to do to be able to complete this problem. So first, like I just said, I like to correctly complete this. First, I like to determine what I need to do to correctly complete this problem. In other words, what I need to do. So like I just said, I need to write and solve an inequality representing the number of vending booths available. So once I read the problem, I understand what I need to do, then I can start breaking it down into parts. All right, and I'm going to break it down into parts that I know, and then the parts that I need to know. So the information I know from the problem is, well, I know that this flea market has more than 250 vending booths available. I know of these 250, more than 250, 184 are currently filled. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and build my inequality statement, all right, what I need to do and what I know. And I'm going to create an inequality statement in words. No symbols, just words. All right, so I have the number of booths available, which is 184, or sorry, number of filled booths plus number of available booths is greater than the total number of booths. Okay, so I broke everything down into, or I took what I needed to know, what I know, and I created an inequality statement. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and replace the phrases with symbols and words. Symbols and numbers. So, number of filled booths, I have 184 plus the number of remaining booths. I don't know that, so I'm going to use B to represent that. All right, is greater than the total number of booths, which is 250. All right, so that's my inequality statement. Okay, so I completed the first part of the problem. So I'm going to box this off. All right, I'm not going to leave this there for my teacher to grade to check and see if I did it, but I'm gonna box it off so I know to, when I write my answer, I know to go back to that point. All right, so last I'm going to solve the inequality. All right, so if 184 plus b is greater than 250, so I'm going to take away 184 from both sides, and I'm left with, these cross each other out, that b drops down, and then 66. All right, so here's my second part of the question, the problems. So I wrote my inequality, now I solved it. So what that's saying is I have b is greater than 66. So there's more than 66 booths available. All right, and then so my answer, and like I said, I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to write it clearly so whoever's looking at my work, they know exactly what my answer is. So my answer, part one, my inequality is 184 plus b. And then part two, there are more than 66 booths still available. Okay, you can also write that as inequality for the second part, because it did say just solve inequality. It didn't tell you to. It didn't ask how many booths were still available. But both of these are acceptable for this particular problem. Now, if it asks how many booths are available, then that would be the correct problem or correct answer. All right, so I want you guys to go ahead. Ooh, I'm going to stop there. I want you guys to work on the next problem on your own. Once you're finished with the problem, go ahead and play the video.